Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to 2022, and welcome to the 50th episode of Phonogenics 101. Every time I check the YouTube, we have more subscribers, and every time I check my Patreon,
we didn't lose them.
Every time I check my Patreon, I lose subscribers.
No.
I guess I don't offer much except this wonderful podcast that we do once a week, different artists. We are currently working through Madonna's discography. We started with the first album. We've made it all the way to 2012's MDNA. So I have a special panel here that also was here for Hard Candy and probably will be the only ones here for Rebel Heart or Madam X.
Not true. Jeff X said he'd be here for Rebel Heart.
All right.
So.
Yes.
Everybody's coming back. Everybody is coming back for Madam X. Even my friend Kyle that was at the first one. Remember him?
A potpourri of stars.
A potpourri of stars to talk about dark ballet. All right.
Yes.
So, David, talk a little bit about yourself. Tell your story.
Hi, everybody. Lifelong Madonna fan. Born in New York, grew up in Miami, currently in Key West for work. Love her to death. Am critical sometimes, but I'm seriously a delusional stan. I can't help myself. Unless she kills somebody, I'm gonna support a bitch.
Oh,
and still, I'd be like,
well, she killed somebody.
Was it in self-defense?
She killed my ears with that Spanish lesson from the last album.
She killed mine too.
But we loved a lot of Hard Candy. Okay, Sharon.
Hi, I'm Sharon from Seattle. I have been consistently bringing the goth perspective on Madonna on these podcasts. I too have been listening to Madonna since the first album. Fun fact: I dressed up as Madonna on Halloween in, I want to say, 1994.
Ooh.
So I've got that going for me. I was so convincing that everyone had to ask me who I was dressed up as. So.
Which Madonna did you dress up as? Which era?
This was like a version for sure.
Okay. Yeah. Well, cool.
And I'm also naturally a brunette, as you can see. So I was very convincing.
All right. So anyway. Here it is, the vinyl.
Yep.
Woo. And I'm going to show you guys my collection. We have the standard edition.
Mm-hmm.
The deluxe edition with the parental advisory, deluxe edition without the parental advisory, and then I have a bunch of singles. So I'm going to give a little background about where I stand with MDNA. Then we'll go on this together. So after Hard Candy, some things happened in the world. Lady Gaga came along and kind of really ruled the gay charts and it ruled pop culture. I mean, I think Lady Gaga was one of the biggest things to come along in maybe decades in a way. That era from the Fame to the Fame Monster, she was basically untouchable. Like, I remember putting a couple negative Lady Gaga posts on Facebook. No, it would have been MySpace at the time. And like, I got crucified. Like, how dare you talk about Mother Monster? Blah, blah, blah.
I was such a stan. I loved her. I saw her perform at Winter Music Conference in 2008 down here in Miami. I was so blown away, and I kept saying, she's going to be big, y'all. Mm-hmm. I didn't know she was going to take forever to get big, but she finally made it break, and The Fame is a great album. I'll listen to The Fame left and right. Even though I can't stand her anymore, I will listen to The Fame, and I'll always give her props on that stuff. Her and Katy Perry were just ruling shit.
Yeah. See, I thought The Fame Monster is where she really grabbed me, because she got into some more like kind of European industrial kind of sounds a little bit. I thought Bad Romance was iconic, like such a great video and song. Alejandro kind of combined.
My God, Alejandro is the greatest video ever.
I mean,
putting that out there.
Who would have thought of combining Madonna and Ace of Base and updating it for the 2010s?
And then serving Tony Tennille up in the video.
Yeah.
We had Beyonce duet Telephone that was hot. From The Fame, I remember Paparazzi.
That was a Britney Spears reject.
Yeah, from Circus, right?
No, was it?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She wrote it for her. She didn't want it. And there's still the demo with Britney's vocals on there around there somewhere. But it was it was good. I like Telephone. It's good. Alejandro. It's so Ace of Base. I love it.
Oh, it's so, yeah.
I feel like even like the song Monster and Dance in the Dark, like there's so many good songs on the Fame Monster. Every song was great.
Dance in the Dark, that she should have released that as a single. I was pressed. That was a really good song.
What's that last song that's kind of weird? Teeth. I like that. I loved every song on it.
Mm-hmm.
Show me your teeth. It's just like,
I love the shit out of both of those records. I'm sorry. I really do.
No, and it's fine to love that shit because it was some good shit. Like, oh my God, Paper Gangsters and Paparazzi on the Fame. Oh, so good.
Yeah.
So, you know, when Britney and Christina came along, Love Game. When Britney and Christina came along, Madonna kind of positioned herself as kind of their mentor a little bit. And I feel like Madonna smoothly sailed right through Britney and Christina, artistry intact. Like those albums she released at the time, music. I loved American Life, even though not everyone else did. Confessions, great, legendary classic albums. But I feel like something about Lady Gaga seemed to be a threat to the legacy of Madonna in a way that nothing had ever been before. And it was clear she was referencing Madonna in a lot of her work, like the Alejandro video.
Alejandro, 100%.
Yep.
So like dead on and like unrepentantly. Like she went straight from Madonna on that video.
But that was fine. That was fine because like I knew that Gaga was a child of Madonna, and that was fine. And she always gave her props.
She did give her props.
I agree.
And we will discuss the 2012 issue,
right?
In hindsight, with this album.
So moving forward, the next thing that came along is Lady Gaga on social media was saying how she had written the gay anthem, that she had written the best song ever. It was going to be the gay anthem. I remember thinking she
had written the best album ever. Like it was the best album. And I was like, oh shit, let's go.
And for some reason, like it did not leak. Like, so the song was born this way. It did not leak. I remember waking up at 6 a.m. with my friend Oki to hear the song that she'd been hyping the song up for months and months and months. She quoted some of the lyrics. And the first time I heard it, I was kind of underwhelmed. I'm like, it sounded kind of like homogenized New Order to me a little bit. But I did not hear
about a B-side to Like a Prayer, the album.
I didn't hear
me and my friends.
I didn't hear the Express Yourself right away. Did you guys feel like I didn't hear it really?
I didn't hear Express Yourself. No.
I didn't hear Express Yourself. But I did hear Like a Prayer, like the album. Like it would fit perfectly on the album. Because it seemed like it was something, and like, let me tell you, I remember talking to Jeff about this the whole time, that it was like, I'm like, I don't know, where would this go after Love Song? Where would I put this? Because it was it was so reminiscent of the whole album on its own. You know what I mean? So it was like, it's fine. And then I was like, and then of course people were like, oh, it sounds a lot like Express Yourself. And I was like, I can see that, because I was already thinking this was a throwaway from Like a Prayer. So I was like, it would have to fit in. Did she deliberately make a record sounding like Express Yourself? No,
I don't think so.
I'm always been, but was she like, was she inspired? Possibly, but not by Express Yourself. I think just by that whole era of Madonna at that time. So
who wasn't inspired by that? Like in the pop world, that's a huge inspiration.
And a lot of people are still going back and forth to that album for inspiration. Like Taylor Swift 1989 album was based a little bit on Like a Prayer, she said. So it's just like, it's a quintessential pop album.
I will say to you, I don't think that the current cadre of millennial pop stars, I don't think they listen enough to Like a Prayer, to be perfectly frank with you. So I think I've probably listened to Like a Prayer more than they have.
Yeah.
So
the thing is, they don't go to Like a Prayer for a reference anymore. When it comes to Madonna, it's about Ray of Light. So
or Confessions.
Right. Exactly.
Or Confessions, exactly.
Right.
So like any dance pop album that comes out will always be, measured up to Confessions. Any any album that, you know, you bear your soul on is going to be compared to Ray of Light, although you should have been comparing it to Like a Prayer, but it's been almost 30 years, 35 years already. So it's like understandable.
Oh, we lost your voice, Sharon.
Of like writing the pop song, like, and burying everything, you know, you know.
All right. Well, I don't mean to keep talking about Gaga so much, but it is the context of what happened going into MDNA. So
correct.
Madonna very publicly, well, when Born This Way came out, the first thing Madonna did was upload a live version of Express Yourself to her YouTube channel, which was kind of her little snarky reaction. And everyone wondered, Madonna, during all this, had released the greatest hits compilation. So she was leaving Warner Brothers. It had 2 new songs on it, which were Celebration and Revolver, which definitely were fun songs, but they didn't change the world. So everyone kind of wondered, in a post-Gaga world, what could Madonna do next? So the first we knew of her new album is she put something up on her Facebook saying that she was ready to sweat and dance. And she's looking for producers. I can't remember the exact post, but she was ready to sweat. So we're like, okay.
You should open a gym.
Yeah. And call it Hard Candy. Leading up to the album, was her interview with Cynthia McFadden before or after? It was before the album came out, correct?
Before the album, because remember, she had just booked the Super Bowl. So this album was a result of the Super Bowl, where they wanted to force her into getting an album as quickly as possible so they can work, you know, they can use the Super Bowl to their advantage.
Right. So she went on Cynthia McFadden, and Cynthia said there's one question blowing up the internet. How do you feel about Lady Gaga? And of course, Madonna said that she felt it was reductive, which is one of the best quotes ever.
She felt, the thing is, she was very supportive of Gaga. The thing was, when they asked the question about Born This Way sounding a lot like Express Yourself, and then she said it sounded reductive. You know, they had met prior in the past. They had taken SNL pictures, and they did SNL, which was hilarious. But you know, she's in her right. It makes me kind of mad because I grew up with legends just shitting on Madonna left and right, and I had to stay quiet because those were legends. You know what I mean? And they were right to their opinion, regardless if it was wrong, and it was so wrong. So it's like, and then these people do not accept her opinion. That is her opinion. They asked her a question and she answered it. You should respect that from her.
Right.
And these fucking monsters don't know shit. That's when I was like, I was done. I was so done being like a Gaga fan because, first of all, she went around telling she had permission from Madonna in an email saying that she can do this Born This Way song. And then Madonna was asked about, well, no, Liz was asked about it. And Liz was like, I don't remember any email coming from her party. Mm-hmm. So nobody had asked her about it. And Cynthia decided to ask her about it. And she finally said something about it because she wasn't going around talking to anybody about this. So then they were like, oh, it's been over a year and she's still talking about it. No, bitch. They finally asked her on live television, what she thought about it. And she was in her right to say something. But obviously the monsters didn't enjoy that. So they they just went in on her.
Is being reductive good or bad, you guys? Look it up.
Look it up.
Well, reductive means that it was a simplified version of her song.
Correct.
That would be my interpretation of what she was saying.
Well, my interpretation is like, I did it before. It's been done before. It's reductive.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you didn't bring anything new to the table other than using a same chord progression.
So that summer, there were a couple clips on YouTube of someone walking by Madonna's apartment, and she was playing new music. So I listened to those clips over and over. It was about 5 seconds of Give Me All Your Lovin' and 5 seconds of Girl Gone Wild. The only line you could hear is, in another place and another time, you could be my lucky star. I'm like, this sounds interesting. So, you know, those videos are still on YouTube if you dig them up. I feel like I'm really doing a long intro, but this is a lead up to this album.
Yes, it is.
You have to talk
about Super Bowl.
The next thing that happened is "Give Me All Your Lovin'" leaked.
Oh, horrendously.
So the song leaked, and I was like, "We'll get to the song when we do the album." But I was like, "Uh oh, this is different for a first single." The video, then the Super Bowl got announced. Madonna announced the name of the album. I thought the name of the album was brilliant.
Of course it was.
MDNA. Yeah. It's the text abbreviation of her name. It's a triple entendre, as she said. I thought the cover art was beautiful. Like when I saw the cover art, I'm like, this is pretty cool. I was into it. The first time I saw the track list, I'm like, this is shaping up to be a pretty edgy sounding album. Like she had a song called "I Fucked Up." There's a song called "Gang Bang." I'm like, this seems a little edgier than your typical Madonna album. And just on the surface, I was really excited. Then, if y'all remember, they started leaking on MySpace different clips of the songs.
No, it fully leaked. Oh my God, on Pandora.
It did, but she did teasers and she was showing she showed 5 seconds of I'm Addicted, 5 seconds of Superstar. And I just remember thinking this sounds promising. Her voice sounded, everyone was wondering how her voice was going to sound after Hard Candy. She sounded like Madonna, classic Madonna to me. I don't know. Going into this album, I was really excited. The Super Bowl approached. We had a really big Super Bowl party. I started crying watching it because she's the fucking queen. I still have everyone made Madonna themed dishes. So if I pull up my photo album, I could have them, but I don't remember. When the video premiered for "Give Me All Your Lovin'," I thought it was a classic Madonna video. If you remember, initially the song went in the top 10. So everything felt huge to me. It was her divorce album. She gotten divorced. She was angry. The track titles are epic. The cover is great. The title's great. And then what happened? So what did you all think? There's a little bit of my history going into MDNA. What were your guys' first impressions going into the era?
David?
Okay, I guess so. I was excited. I'm always excited when a new Madonna, releases something. I had the Super Bowl. I'm a Giants fan, so I had the Giants playing in the Super Bowl, and then I had her performing in and oh my God, it was just, when she came out with those Roman gladiators just dragging her in her, Egyptian throne. I was like, this is how you come in as the queen of pop. And she killed it. Very good performance. I get mad because people talk shit. Oh, she had, LMFAO and she had all these people. No, she doesn't care. You think, people are like, oh, she has these young people because she wants to. No, she loves performing with other people. Get over yourself. She's not here trying, she wants it to be a hit, but she already knows she's not getting played on radio regardless.
Right.
So she calls them out. So it's but I was excited. "Give Me All Your Love" was fine. It wasn't but I was excited because it was a top 10 hit. And I was like, hey, I'm happy.
Her final top 10 hit to this day.
Exactly. It's her last one. So it's it was number 38. So I'm like, yes. But I was excited because I had heard other songs. I was so excited over Turn Up the Radio because I love Martin Solveig. So it was and he had just come off from Hello. Right. To this, so I was excited for it big time.
Sharon, did you have any thoughts going into the era?
Yeah, so I think there was a lot of expectation because there was a couple of reasons why there was a lot of expectation. There was the Live Nation deal. I think there was a lot of attention on her because of that. I think we touched upon it in the last podcast. I had the sense that, she was in a little bit of a precarious moment because, we got the sense that the tides had shifted a little bit and she may not have felt that she was on as solid ground as she had in the past, coming off of the divorce. I think we had a sense that there was I think there might have been a little bit of like Gawker and voyeurism, kind of curious to know like how the record was gonna, if the record was gonna address it and like what she might say. And it did. Yeah. So that was kind of interesting. And actually I will say like pleasantly surprised is not maybe the right way to turn it. Like I actually thought that the way that when she did touch upon it, it was actually more nuanced than I was expecting. So, like I was kind of like particularly given like how like the record has a lot of like moments of like kind of like bravado. And so like there's a couple of moments that are actually like fairly kind of intimate and touching. So like, which is like, I kind of feel like it's the last time she did that. I don't know. Well, that's not true. Actually, Rebel Heart has them. I'm not giving her enough credit, but like I did feel like there was a little bit of that as well. But also, I do think that quotes and quotes the ascension of Lady Gaga was like a big thing as well, because like she really did like I think everyone knew that Gaga had taken the Madonna playbook and had been the first person to really do something not different, but like really had like put her own stamp on that path, and was like a truly formidable competitor. And so like the post Gaga world was a trepidatious world for Madonna to be stepping back into, right? Yeah. So I think that there was a lot of pressure and expectation put on this record, and the other thing that's funny about this is the only Madonna tour I've seen. So like this is like the one where I can be like, I could talk about the tour. See, I saw this tour. So.
Yes, we definitely got to talk about the tour. I thought it was a great tour.
Definitely awesome.
It was really good.
Yeah. Very dark, very dark. I felt.
Yeah, I loved it. But anyway, so.
Cool. So what did you all think of the album cover? We had two different covers, the standard edition, then we had the deluxe edition.
Yeah.
I thought they were very modern for the times.
The deluxe edition, so it's funny because like I always thought that there was something about it that reminded me a little bit of like that iconic Vogue like image, and but kind of like redone for like 2012. And then I saw online somebody said that it reminded them of the True Blue cover, and I was like, oh, that's really interesting. Like there's something about it, but like I and whomever I saw online that said that it reminded them of True Blue, I think are kind of picking up a similar thing, which is this kind of like transmorphing the old and the new, which I actually think is kind of like a nice, like there is a little bit of that spirit to the record, right? Because like she's brought back some of the older producers. Well, that's not. Well, she brought back Orbit. Right. She's brought back Orbit, but at the same time, she's working with some of the newer guard, like Benny Benassi and Martin Solveig, and so like there's a little bit of kind of like this, like bringing in some of the old, like mixing some of the old and the new together at the same time. And I kind of felt like there was a little bit of that spirit with the art direction and kind of like the wavy and the colors and all that.
It always gave me the vibe of the first album, just counting how her head's right there. A little bit. So on theme, it definitely recalled classic Madonna, well, ushering it into the 2012 era, which was just what she needed at the time. So then, the second single was Girl Gone Wild, which is our opening track. And the first thing that leaked was the single version. But then when the album version leaked with the Act of Contrition, I was like, bitch is back. Like Madonna is fucking back. I thought that was a great album opener after... I loved Candy Shop, but like this was like fucking Madonna.
Yeah, it's like heroin great Madonna.
is classic Madonna. It was a great way to. I love this song so much. It is a 10 out of 10. There is nothing less. I don't care if it was a flop as a single. It was great, and the video was great too, because she was having fun and she was dancing up a storm. I was like, oh. And then of course you had Ukrainian legends Kazaki in there, so that gave me so much life because everybody was wearing heels and everybody was busting a move.
Something about the song and video did feel a little legacy artist to me, a tiny bit. in a way that Madonna hadn't before. I love the song. It felt a little Rihanna-ish to me. I remember playing it. I still worked at Busch Gardens for my coworkers because I was like, listen to the new Madonna song. Oh my God. They're like, oh, it sounds like Rihanna.
That's funny.
And my friend Oki, before this album came out, we're like, oh my God, what if Madonna's next album is like, I'm in VIP drinking Tangerine. And then that's actually like what the song is kind of. But that said, it is a guilty pleasure. And when I'm wanting to go on the town and feeling like a cougar and wanting to get some young dick, when I'm feeling like a girl gone wild, I honestly put on this Madonna album a lot more than a lot of her classic albums now. Because I just want to feel good. And I'm going to tell you guys a story. Last year when COVID was happening, I was so depressed. And there's this road called Beach Drive that goes through Clearwater, St. Pete. That's all the old Florida hotels. It's like been untouched kind of by the modernizations of old Florida. And I played MDNA the whole road. And I just felt so good. Like this, the sun was coming down. I had my sunglasses on and I was blasting the I got a coffee. Like it was one of the best days of my life. Just listening to this fucking album. So sorry, I had to tell the story. And the other story is the day it came out, me and my friend Oki drove around that whole night through St. Pete. Also, I guess this is my St. Pete album. I just remember how murky and inky black the sky was at night. And it's a really dark album in some places. So I just remember it was such a weird feeling the first time I heard this album. It didn't feel like I usually felt when I heard a Madonna album.
It definitely has a mood, and it's like we were talking about this in the lead into doing this podcast. It's a weird album, and not weird in a like quirky. It's like it's got a little bit of an odd kind of feel to it. Like there's something kind of under the surface going on that you're kind of like, it's like a party, you're having a good time, like it's got its moments of levity, but there's also just kind of like, actually in thinking about it, it's a little bit kind of ironic about the drug reference in the name. There's a little bit of like, it's like the trip takes you in kind of unexpected places.
Yeah.
So, but it's a good at the end of the day, it's a good time, but sometimes there's just a couple like gangbang. It's like there's little twists and turns in there. You're kind of like, oh, I didn't see that coming. Still had a good time.
So I felt like Girl Gone Wild was kind of a weak opening for the tour. I thought that it was such a majestic opening, and then it goes into this like ding, 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 ding. I don't know. I felt like, I don't know. It felt a little underwhelming to me, but that was just my opinion. What do you all think of this song? David, you said you love it. Sharon, what do you think of this song?
I said this in the lead into the podcast as well. This song is like a total guilty pleasure for me. Cause like, I will definitely like wake up some mornings and be like, girl gone wild. And I cannot account for it. Like it'll be like, 6:30 a.m., like getting my 4-year-old out of bed. And I'm just like, girl gone wild. Like no accounting for this. It's incredibly catchy. It's a little bit, I think it was a little bit, it was a tiny bit contrived for her. Like I feel like she's hit it out of the park, maybe more effortlessly. That didn't come out right, but you know what I'm saying. In other tracks, but there's just something just sort of like effervescent and like giddy and just kind of like you're just having a good time. It's like it doesn't have to be serious all the time. It's a good moment. Like you're just enjoying yourself. It's like how can you hate this song unless you're Jeffrey Dicker? But we're not going to talk about it.
Or Ann Sherman. I did feel like some of her vocals on this album, including this song, felt a little bit like she was on autopilot.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
I was okay with that too. I know. I shouldn't act this way. I know.
I mean, like, I would not call this song like the crowning achievement of her vocals or her lyrics. Let's be honest.
But that's not the point of this song. Like you're not going to Girl Gone Wild to be like, wow, this is some incredible like songwriting.
Right. This isn't Substitute for Love.
So.
Do you think Girl Gone Wild was a great way to reintroduce Madonna in the post-Gaga world?
Yes, because it's classic Madonna. Like she served that video. That song is so good.
It's a hot video.
Really,
it is a hot video.
It's just like look. There are some songs on this album that I will listen to till I die.
Yeah, same here.
And this is one of them. Like it's so good. Like come on, it is classic Madonna, and like this will be my recurring theme throughout this podcast. If any of these young hookers, and at that time, these young hookers were Rihanna and Miley Cyrus. If any of these hookers did that song, it would be a huge global smash.
Yeah.
But because it was Madonna and she's older than dirt, no. Because I hated the criticism that she's over 50 and she's calling herself a girl. I'm like, bitch, when do you not stop being a girl? You know what I mean? Bitch, I'm on Grindr and there's 50-year-old men calling themselves boys. Please, come on. Like, you never stop, feeling young. And if you call yourself a girl, what seems to be the problem? Why is it now her age such a huge issue about it? It just makes me mad. Do we expect her not to be releasing dance music because she's been releasing dance music for 40 years? Do we want her just to sing ballads and just sing her 80s stuff for the rest of the time? No, she's a dance artist. As always, she wants to continue to create music, and these are the lyrics she's going with, and there was nothing wrong with it in my book.
I mean, I think you have a really great point in that. Like, let's use a parallel, right? Cher did Believe. Like, how old was Cher? Cher was at a minimum in her late 40s when she did Believe, right?
No, she hit #1 at 53.
Okay, 53, right? So but that was roughly in the same age bracket, right?
Yeah.
But like Believe, like we would call that, like conventional America would call that an age-appropriate song for a 53-year-old woman, because like if I could turn back time, people were like, "Whoa, that was way too much ass on the ship there, lady." But like Believe was like, okay, this is an age-appropriate song for Cher, right? But Girl Gone Wild is like, Madonna, you're a 53-year-old woman. Why is your ass that amazing looking?
Right.
But there is an element to that. It's like, why are you making a reference to, an incredibly trashy video series that is essentially porn? Like, why are you still playing the sex pot, 53-year-old woman? And like we're still dealing with that, because like
even more now.
Think about the stupid Instagram post with her ass.
Yeah.
It's like I actually, so my husband hadn't seen that photo. I had showed it to him tonight, and he was like, "You got to be kidding me." He's like, "What is the what was the problem?" And I said, "The problem is that she's a 63-year-old woman. That's the reason why people were freaking out."
Right.
It's like, and so yes, I think that was an impediment.
I did love the look where she had the big bouffant or whatever that was in the video. I love that look in the Girl Gone Wild video. Yeah. I do think between MDNA and now, though, like, I think the way Madonna looked at the time wasn't as airbrushed or filtered as she's gone now. Which, the thing that made me such a huge Madonna fan is I felt like I could step into her. Like, she was leading the life that I wanted to lead and being the person I always wanted to be. And whenever I had a difficult situation, I'm like, what would Madonna do? In the last couple of years, she kind of became someone that I wouldn't want to be, because I'm not into plastic surgery or into fillers or the butt implants. That kind of goes against my personal outlook on the world, which she has the right to be that and do that, of course, but it was definitely a switch into what she represented and became. Of course, she always did a little bit of surgery, but can we all agree that it's definitely to a different level now?
I 100%. Okay, well, David, earmuffs. Okay, I think obviously she's not talking,
I think by observation with one's eyes, she looks different. I think whatever she wants to do with herself is her prerogative.
Sure.
You know, we all can do whatever we want to do with ourselves.
Yep.
You know, all I can say is, like, there's a couple of things. One is, I can tell you as a 45-year-old woman, aging is hard when you're not a celebrity. Like, I can't even imagine,
Sure.
you know, what it's like when you're a pop star, when you're a 63-year-old pop star, when you are literally the most famous woman on earth.
Right.
So I don't think any of us can imagine what it's like to be her. And the other thing too, you know, I was thinking a lot about this, you know, coming into this podcast tonight is, you know, above and beyond everything that she is. So, like, you know, above and beyond being a musician, Jeffrey Tucker would be like musician, above and beyond being a singer, a songwriter, whatever, an entertainer. Like, I think one of the fundamental core things that drives her is, like, rebellion. Like, she doesn't want to be told what she can and can't do.
Sure.
Right. And it's like, and I think that's a thing that constantly, like, she doesn't want to be told that she can't be, you know, a 63-year-old woman that can't sing these songs, who can't sing Girl Gone Wild, that can't, like, you know, do all of these things. So, like, I think a lot of what we're seeing in the escalation potentially of the surgeries, whatnot is if I had to take a guess, is coming from that place. It's like, don't tell me what I can and can't do. Don't tell me I can't bare my ass on Instagram because I'm 63 years old. Don't tell me I can't, you know, look like a 20-year-old woman if I have the money. Don't tell me I can't look like a 20-year-old woman if I can find the fucking surgeons, I'm going to do it. You know, and it's like, on one hand, I'm with you. For me, selfishly, I wanted a Madonna that could grow old gracefully, and I could use that as a role model for me, because I sure as hell can't afford to have the face that she has.
Right. Yeah.
You know? But on the other hand, it's like every single, like, Gaga, like, all of these women, you know, they're gonna face the same future that she is, and time and time again, and we're gonna talk about this later on in the podcast. Like, I said this to my husband earlier tonight. When Madonna does it, it's vulgar, and 10 years later, when anyone else does it, it's sex positive.
Right.
And so
that is true.
She's doing it now. She's doing the hard work for us now, so that 10 years from now, all of these women don't have to have these fucking awful conversations.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, we have future legends or legends already, like Beyonce and Rihanna. Beyonce hits 40 this year.
Right.
So what is her next move, and how is she going to be accepted? Rihanna, eventually 5-6 years, she'll be in her 40s too. So what then? Are you going to be more lenient with them? Yeah. Or are you going to treat them like you treated Madonna?
I actually think that we will be more lenient, and I think Madonna, unfortunately, bore the brunt of the bullshit so that we can be more lenient. And I don't think anyone is going to acknowledge that.
And everything aside, you had to admit, she does look good. You had to admit
it. She looks phenomenal.
I mean, she looks the best she's looked in years in some ways. You had to admit it. Even though it doesn't look like Madonna.
I mean, like, I don't care if she spent, $1 million, like, implanting a new body in her body. She looks amazing. And if that's what, like, she's got so much fucking money. If that's what she wants to spend her money on, that's her job. Yeah. Her job is to literally go out there and entertain people. And if that's what she wants to spend her money on, it's like.
So I'm going to bring something over from the Prince podcast. The Prince group started a thing, and I like it. That after every song, we're going to do a thumbs up, thumbs medium, or thumbs down. So how do y'all feel about Girl Gone Wild? All right, 3 thumbs up. Moving on. A song leaked before the album called Bang Bang, which was different than Gang Bang. And she took the lyrics from Bang Bang and put them over a William Orbit beat. So did any of you ever hear the original demo?
I did not.
It was by that singer Micah. Is that his name?
I like Micah.
We're gonna pause for.
This meeting is being recorded.
So we just listened to the original demo of Bang Bang Boom, which was written by Micah. And apparently Madonna was in the studio with William Orbit, and she just took the lyrics and created the new song, Gang Bang, using those lyrics. And I believe in an interview, Micah said, I heard the Madonna song and my lyrics were on there, and I guess he loved it, but would you both attest that it's totally a different song?
I'm like shook because she borrowed a couple of words and that was it. And she turned it up on her own.
Right. So what do y'all think of Gang Bang? This is a song clearly about her divorce from Guy Ritchie. The first time I heard it, I thought it was very industrial. Like I totally could have heard it at the castle. It reminded me a little bit of like Sex on Wheels a little bit. Just that really campy. Who's saying Sex on Wheels? Who was it? Thrill Kill Cold?
My Life with the Thrill Kill Cold. Yeah.
Yep. Like that, the ending when she's talking, a little Lords of Acid. I just felt like it was very edgy for Madonna, and I remember people hated it and were really putting it down, and I thought it was some really good campy.
You know, it's funny because I don't know a stan who doesn't love it. You know what I mean? And they love that it's so experimental and it's so industrial and it's so like it, when has she done shit like this?
Never.
Like exactly. So it's like it's a cult classic amongst fans, honestly, because like people live for it. They'll talk shit about the album, but will praise this song.
So, and I think this is one of the Benny Benassi or the Benassi brothers collaborations, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it was Orbit.
Oh, you're right. Oh, and I was gonna crow about that because I love Benny Benassi, but you're right. It is, and you said that like 2 minutes ago, so I should have obviously.
We're coming off the holidays. We all have the right to.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it does. It has like a little bit of an industrial vibe to it, without question. It's also like, for me, it's a little bit of a left turn on the record. You know, it like she doesn't really go like in that direction ever again on the record, and it's a little dark. You know, it's okay. All right, we're gonna go a little, like, it's a little feisty. It's like the song itself has some twists and turns that you don't expect. Like, I mean, one of the things that I like about it is it feels a little bit like she's taking her power back a little bit, which I kind of liked. You know, like it doesn't feel like, you know, it's also an interesting like set piece when you think about it, like also like if you think about it like in contrast to like Best Friend, which is like also about her marriage, which is kind of an interesting, like, you know, like she's kind of like, you know, she's kind of exploring, you know, she's exploring the territory in a couple of different ways, but
stages of grief.
yeah, she's like, I'm going through all stages of grief in this record, thank you. I'm going through the slut phase, I'm going through the like wishing he was dead phase, I'm going through the realizing he was also my best friend and it wasn't all bad phase, but at the same time also wishing he was dead phase. You know, it's like all of the stages.
So the stages of grief, they're DABDA, right? So depression, anger, bargaining, denial, and then acceptance, right?
No, denial, I think, is much earlier, but yes.
Maybe it's denial is the first one.
Denial, yes, and then depression is like its tail end, and then acceptance, yeah.
So is Girl Gone Wild the denial and Gangbangs the anger? No.
Yeah, that makes sense, actually.
Nothing's wrong. I'm just going out drinking some Tanqueray. All's good here.
Pretty much. It's like, I am blacked out. Everything is fine.
Nothing to see here.
I am not wearing any clothing, and I am blacked out. I am having a great time. Thank you.
You know, when I heard this song, it felt authentic to me. Like she was really expressing something, how she felt, kind of in a way she didn't on Hard Candy. Like I know Miles Away was personal, but it felt a little detached to me. This felt as invested as Madonna had in the past on some other things. You know, it was a little immature, a fantasy about shooting your ex, but I've been there before. I've been there.
We've
I haven't
all
shot
been
my
there.
ex. I haven't shot, but the fantasies is what I'm saying. The anger. I felt the anger.
We haven't shot our exes yet. That's what you should be saying.
This is terrible, but on one of my albums, and I shouldn't even say this because it's embarrassing. But this straight guy I was in love with dated this girl, and I was so jealous that I wrote a song about her like performing an abortion on herself. It was so terrible. Like, how could I have done that? So I've been in that place before. Yeah, Madonna, you're going through the stages of grief.
I mean, yeah, if you think of the stages of grief, this was.
Although I was not 52 when I wrote that song. I was like 18 and very immature. So. And
You
listening to a
live
lot
and
of
you learn.
Hole. Listening to a lot of Hole. Courtney Love will do that too.
Good times,
Okay.
Hole. Good times, Hole.
Pretty on the inside.
Actually, that's a great record. It's actually a great record, though.
Legend, Miss Courtney B.
But we digress.
We digress. Yes.
But it's a fun, feisty song with a little bit of attitude and maybe a little bit of fantasy wish fulfillment.
There was a rumor at the time that Quentin Tarantino was going to do a video. That never happened.
Sucks.
That's probably for the best.
Yeah. And it's interesting that... Oh, go ahead, David. I'm sorry.
She got flack on the song while performing it in Denver.
Oh, yeah.
It had been right after the mass shooting in the theater.
Oh, in Aurora. Yeah.
So it was like, but I love that song. It's so over and over and over and because we have all been in that position. It's like literally it's not like you want your ex to be killed or anything, but you have to let it out.
You have to
move on. You have to let out that negativity to move on. And that's what she did.
It's interesting because she did a song, on one of her later albums that was very against guns. I'm talking about gun control. I think a lot of people cited this song like, well, 2 albums ago, she was doing this, and this, which is kind of valid, but aren't we all hypocrites a little bit?
Well, I mean, I think, and to be clear, I'm not defending her at all. I think this was really meant. I mean, like, my interpretation of this is that it was meant to be a fantasy.
Tongue in cheek, right?
Yeah. So not like you didn't see the NRA grabbing on to this song as a theme. So it's like.
That's true. You the NRA being like, okay, you're on our side now.
Oh my God.
Fish out of water.
Water, bat out of hell. I'm a fish.
I just love it. Oh, it's so good.
I love when that synth comes in. It's like, like it's so industrial. I was like, wetting my pants. All right. So, Gangbang, thumbs up, down, or medium? I give it a thumbs up. All right. The next song was one of the ones that she previewed. And this one is your Benny Benassi, isn't it? I'm Addicted.
Yes. Oh, yes.
I thought her vocals sounded great. I love the MDNA chant at the end. I think this is a hot track. I still love this song.
I still play this song to this day. It is one of the best dance recordings she's had in the last decade and a half, I guess. It is like, how was it not released to the clubs? Because this was it.
I would like to sign on to this statement and say that I think this is my favorite track on the record. And I would say this is the best dance song that she's written since Confessions.
For sure.
Yep. You're absolutely right. And then it's like MDNA. Of course, the album is tongue-in-cheek for MDNA, but it's like I'm Addicted, MDMA. You're euphoric when you hear it, because hearing this at a club was everything.
I love I'm willing to take this chance. I need to dance.
I need to dance. And then you're like, I need to dance. You're like, oh, oh, oh.
Yes.
And it's so good. It's just, it's like, let me tell you, this was an era where I used to like always make my friends burn CDs of new singles. Bitch, this song wasn't released, but it was on everybody's CD
Oh, yeah.
because it was so good. Like, I'm like, I couldn't help myself. I was like, bitch, she didn't release it, but it's coming in here. It's gonna be in here. I'm addicted. Like in my 2012 dance section that I have, it's on there. It's so good.
I do feel like in an alternate world, this could have opened the album. I think it would have been a good album opener. Because I think it's a stronger song than Girl Gone Wild. But I understand why she did the way she did it.
I wish it had been a single. I mean,
Yeah, I do too. At least released to the clubs, y'all. This was so club ready.
And then
Like,
she had
I
a
don't
song
get
on her
it.
next album called Addicted, which was confusing because there was Addicted and then Addicted. But
that one's the one that got away. So I'm fine with that one.
yeah, I do like that one too. That'll be next month.
Yes, I'm excited.
I feel like a lot of songs on MDNA, like they're not gonna change your life with literature, but they make you feel good when you're driving in the car with the windows down fucking Beach Boulevard. I give I'm Addicted a really strong thumbs up.
So like it's just so good. Like
So good. I feel like this opening sequence is like, yeah, baby. Like here I am. I got the sunglasses on, my double chin flapping. Grinder like on the phone, I'm about to get in some trouble.
you're just like
Girl gone wild. Oh my girl. All right, so next is a song that had leaked in full with someone else singing. So this is almost a complete song that Madonna pulled a Madonna and went in and like changed a couple lyrics, and it became a Madonna song. But Turn Up the Radio was a single. I have where's my little CD single?
Yeah, this song makes me mad.
I felt like this song, my criticism of the song is I thought the production was a little, like her vocals were so phoned in sounding, it almost sounded demo-ish to me. I felt like there's a great song in there somewhere, but I don't know. How did you all feel about Turn Up the Radio?
This song is a hit. It makes me so fucking mad. It is such a hit. And if any of these young hookers had released it, it would have been such a smash. This song is it. Like, I love this song. It's just like turn up the radio. And you just, you're getting into it. I love this song. Like, it makes me mad that it was such a flop because this is perfect summery music. You want to turn up the radio and you want to just jam. And this is it. But she's an old bitch. So who's going to play her?
I remember a review saying that the reference dated her a little bit because no one listened to the radio anymore, which is kind of true for this era.
But at that time, they were still listening to radio. Like, streaming had just started, but radio was still there and radio still has an impact. You know what I mean? There's nothing that's what I like about the video, because literally I would be in a car, turn up the radio, turn up this song and get my life. I don't have her tits like she has them in that video. It was serving milk in time at that time. So I was like, but I love this song and I'm so mad because it deserves better than what it got.
I will admit that one day I was listening to the line, get me out of this place or get me out of this cage because I'm dying. And, I do suffer from some depression. So that really hit home one day that, sometimes you just got to go for a drive and roll down the windows because life can be so fucking heavy. And the reason I like this album is because it does what I need from Madonna album sometimes. It just fucking makes me feel good. It makes me feel like things are okay, even if they're not. So that's the purpose the song has served for me. It's just that feel good moment of getting in your car, cruising. You're going to go fast. You're going to go far into the sunset. I don't know. I'm there for it. Sharon, what do you think of this one?
I love it, but I don't think my sound is working. Is my sound working?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, you can hear me?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. I actually love this song. I think to David's point, I think it was held back by the fact that it was Madonna. I do actually think she should try re-releasing it and calling it "Burn Up the Spotify." maybe she can have a second chance at it.
She has a viral hit on Spotify as we speak.
Yes, she does.
It's true. But I do think it is a kind of a little bit of a simple and contrived song, but it's incredibly, it's just really catchy and fun, and it's like it just puts you in a good mood. And I really do think it didn't get I don't think it got the appreciation that it deserved. And to be perfectly honest with you, and we haven't gotten there yet, I like this song a hell of a lot better than some of the other singles on the record. And I actually think it could have done so much better, because it's just a very sweet, simple song. You just
It's very feel good, right?
Madonna is the queen of a good pop hook.
Yeah.
And when has Madonna been? When has she been that feel good again since the song? Never.
Well, I don't think real light feel good number. Okay, maybe not.
Sometimes Madonna will give you the most simplest of lyrics that's like, "You might be my lucky star," but they work.
Yep.
And in her case, it just worked. It just I don't get it. In the 80s and 90s, if you were an old bitch or an old man, you would get played on radio like if nothing. And now we're in a league where regardless if the music is good, you have Mariah Carey, that Caution album was really good.
It was really good. It was really good.
Those are great songs, but because she's an old bitch, they don't want to play her unless she's Christmas. You know what I mean? And Janet had Unbreakable, and there were some good songs on that too.
See, I consider Unbreakable a classic album. I thought it was classic.
So it's frustrating to see these legends struggling to get people to play them. It's ridiculous.
Just think of Aretha.
And the worst part is, and not even hot adult contemporary is not playing these women.
Right.
Urban AC is not playing Janet or Mariah, so I don't get what the problem is. And we're not getting played. Look, the only hit off of Madam X on Hot AC was Crave. They weren't playing any of the other stuff.
Right.
So it's frustrating because you still are competing with the youngins, even in adult contemporary, which you should not be competing. But that's a woman thing, because a man can get played left and right.
Rod Stewart still making the oldies albums that are.
Elton John has a duet with Dua Lipa that's going to be in the top 10 in a couple of weeks.
Right.
And it's a rehash of Sacrifice. Come on. Why is it okay for older men to be able to be release music and get played, but older women cannot?
And not to be disrespectful, but to not be hot. Elton John's, Madonna's hot. You know what I mean?
Are we suggesting that Elton John is not hot?
I'm suggesting that the beauty standard is very hypocritical between men and women.
Yeah,
AKA he's fat and ugly.
Because I can attain Elton John's ass right now. I cannot attain Madonna's 63-year-old ass. I can definitely tell you that.
I take that back about Elton. He's not fat and ugly. He's cute, for.
No, he's actually he is. But the point remains.
I'm just bitter about all the things he said about Madonna, so I'm being equally snarky. I take it back.
No, let me tell you, it's is he a legend? Of course he's a legend. I love his music. He's the best. I like Sacrifice. It's one of my favorite songs of his. But he's a bitch. Yeah. And a horrendous faggot sometimes. So it's
remember when him and Tina Turner got in that fight?
Lashings. Child. And the fights he would get with George Michael talking shit about him.
Yeah.
I was I cannot with Elton. I'm I need you to, and then of course, because when we discuss Masterpiece, we will be discussing.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
The fairground strippers are coming.
Oh, I cannot. Oh. Why? Why would you say something like, bitch, you're a fucking legend?
Yep.
you're a legend, and you're coming for like the biggest gay icon of all time. You being a gay man yourself.
Yeah.
Stop. Like there was no reason.
Jealousy, probably.
Like a one-sided feud for nothing. Literally nothing.
She handled it very gracefully.
She did. And she could have been even worse. And I was shocked. But the thing is, she needed to handle it the way she handled it, because they still talk shit about Elton for coming from Madonna. They'll talk shit about Madonna left and right, because this is the world I've been living in for the last 40 years. But the queens will come and support Madonna real quick when it comes against Elton.
Yeah.
Because they know how petty and shitty he is. Old age did not agree with him.
I have two final things to say about Turn Up the Radio. Number one, when I lent the song to my friend Heather from Busch Gardens, she said, every song sounds the same. They all have the same beat. And that kind of made me feel like every song does have the same beat at the beginning. It kind of ruined the album for a day for me, but then I got over it. And my second thing is, some people say that if this had been the lead single, it would have been a huge hit. If this is a song that she introduced into the Super Bowl, do you all agree or disagree with that statement?
To me, it had, when I heard it, it had hit written all over it. To me, like, Give Me All Your Lovin' was fine. I didn't have an issue with it, but I really thought this song was going to be it, and it was not.
It was like the third single was like buried, had a really cheap video.
Well, that's Interscope for you.
Yeah.
I think they did.
Like, they just didn't know what to do with her. Like, so Give Me All Your Lovin' gets, all the radio payola of life, which helps it get into the top 10 the second week. But after that, there was nothing left. The radios were like, oh, we're not getting paid, so we're not playing for it. So I saw that song go from 10 to like 40 in a matter of a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So it was like, I could not get it, because it's a cute pop song. And I swear to you, I heard it twice on the radio, and that was it. I was like, they don't want to play her anymore. And it sucks, because at that time, she needed a radio hit so that other songs can get played.
Yeah.
So, you had Hung Up, which wasn't really a radio hit, but it was still a hit and gave Sorry some traction, but still didn't make enough of it. You had 4 Minutes, which was a huge radio hit. It gave some sort of traction to Give It To Me, but then Give It To Me floundered in the 50s. And this one, it's like 10, out you go. Once again, more of like, Girl Gone Wild didn't chart, Turn Up the Radio didn't chart, Masterpiece didn't chart. It's just like
floundering in the 50s, just like Madonna.
As it seems, looking for her career, showing ass under the bed. As it seems.
Oh my God.
All right. Do we have any thoughts on Turn Up the Radio before we move on? Okay. I give it a thumbs up. I really do.
It's a good song.
Now, when Give Me All Your Lovin' came out, and it was in the top 10, and MDNA was like, was it number 1 or 2 on the charts?
Number 1.
I was like, oh my God, everything's right in the world. Madonna's back in the charts. Then like the next week, it had the biggest drop ever on a chart. And like my heart was broken, and it actually never repaired. Like I never had that feeling again of like, there's something when Madonna's at the top, the world feels right to me. And it's never felt right since then, because she hasn't been on the top like that. Not that it matters, but it
my
does.
thing is, I came to the realization it's done. It's done. For her.
Isn't
it's
that
done
hard?
Because it sucks as a lifelong stan, but it's done. Like for me, I just want her to release music, and I want to get my life, and that's what I've been doing. But I expect the number 1 album, and then I expect the album to drop into oblivion the next week.
Right.
But I would love another top 10 hit. I would love more top 10 hits, but that's not going to happen, because radio is still an important thing.
Yeah.
And streaming nowadays is important, but she's nowhere around that. So for me, as long as she continues to release music, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to play it out. I'm going to talk shit if I don't like it. I'm going to like adore it to the end of time if I do.
And we're going to podcast about every Madonna album till the end of time now together.
As it seems, but we're done. We're done with accolades. There's no more chart singles. And I've come to the realization that that's how it is. Like, let me tell you, she has since MDNA, she has had only one top 100 entry.
Bitch on Madonna, right?
Exactly. And only because of the video.
Right.
Did it chart. Because nothing else is working for her. And that's fine. But as long as she continues to make the music she wants to make, I'm happy. Because why should she be pigeonholed into doing adult contemporary because she's an old bitch?
Yeah, I don't want to hear adult contemporary from Madonna.
Literally,
Like,
nobody wants to hear her do
like,
it.
I love her ballads, but I'm not gonna be into like 800 ballads right now, and that she needs to be doing, farewell tours and all that shit.
She doesn't want to do that.
No,
she's not.
Of course not.
So what did you all think of Give Me All Your Lovin' when it came out as the brand new Madonna single? It's such a weird song. I still kind of don't know how to feel about it.
Because at that moment, I was a huge fan of Nicki Minaj, and I do love MIA. So it was like, oh my God, she's got these two bitches on this album, and I love them. Let's see how the song is. Song is okay. Video is great.
Video's cute.
Yeah, the video is really
okay. Of course, I heard the leaked version, so it was like, and I had heard the leaked version for months, as it seemed. So it was like, and then when the official version came out, it was just like they added Nicki and Amaya, and that was it. So I was like, it's okay.
I thought the cheerleading got a little grating after a while. Did you guys think the cheerleading was cute or stupid?
I heard it for such a long time. It had been leaked for months.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it was just like, I already knew it by heart, and I just needed to learn the rap verses so that I can be ready for it. But it was fine. It's a middle. You know what I mean? I'm happy because it's a top 10 hit. It's number 38 for her. But you're right. She could have done everything. But I think because it was like, I don't know, this album, let's rush this album because you have the Super Bowl coming. Let's make sure that the video is very Super Bowl.
The cheerleading was very Super Bowl
thing, exactly. Football, all this stuff. You know what I mean? So it was just like football centric. But for what? Because it flopped.
Sharon, what did you think of this song when you first heard it?
I hate this song.
And that's fine. I know a lot who do.
Well, I have a however. So I hate the single version of the song. I hate the recorded version of the song. I never listened to it. However, the live version that was played at the concert is beloved by me.
Really?
Beloved. I listen to the live version all the fucking time. So the version so it's the, I think it's technically, God, what is it called? It's on the nightlife version. It's the something dub mix.
Oh, okay.
God, it's not even. It was like an edit of it. The Just Blaze Bionic dub mix, I think, is the version that she did live. And it was in that whole sequence where she had the cheerleading outfit.
She did Express Yourself and Born This Way.
Express Yourself, and then she did Born This Way, and then she did. And then she did.
Me.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. And then I'm trying to. Yeah, and then they had like all of the drum line like suspended the whole thing like it blew my fucking mind. I was just like, this is amazing. And I just had no context for obviously I knew that her shows were like really like spectacles. I'd never been to one of her shows before, so I obviously knew she spent a lot of money on them and they were like spectacles and she had all these amazing dancers. Like I obviously intellectually knew all that, but I was just like, there are people playing drums coming from the ceiling. So that was like a whole thing for me. Like I was like, okay, well now I can kind of sort of like forgive her for being 4 hours late. But that live version with the drumming, it's like it was so good. It redeemed the entire song for me because I really, really, really disliked the song, and I was just like, why is this the single?
Right.
Like, all the songs on this record, why is this one the single? And it's like and it's a cute video, and I like Nicki Minaj, and I like MIA, and it's like all of these things. It's like all of these things together. I should like this, and I don't. But I really do like that live version. So
I just don't understand. Is this song supposed to be like an '80s throwback, or because it doesn't sound
To what?
current?
To Mickey? To Mickey? An 80s throwback to Mickey?
I get it.
Because it's cheerleading and it's all, all these L-U-V, Madonna, Y-O-U,
You wanna?
Yes.
yeah.
Kind of
No,
like
it's okay.
the music reminded me a little bit of some like early Missing Persons, a little bit to me.
Oh, you bitch, yes.
I love that fucking first Missing Persons album.
That's a good
That's
album.
a record.
Yeah, I feel like J.L. Bozio doesn't have that much going on, so she needs to do one of these with us to talk about
Yes, please.
what is it? Spring Session M? Is that the name of that album?
We definitely need to do that record.
It's that song. It ain't none of your business.
Yep. It's such a great record. Jeffrey would do that record.
Oh, I love that album.
Yeah.
And then, Jeff X is the one that got me hooked on Missing Persons. That second album, Rhyme and Reason, sucks, kind of. But there's that slow song, like, Surrender Your Heart to Me. I listen to that over and over. Like, it's so melancholy. And, like, when the sky's all gray, I'm like, I'm going to listen to Missing Persons. Surrender Your Heart. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going off on tangents.
Jeffrey Dicker and I grew up in Southern California, so walking in LA is a very... I was like, this is really true. Nobody walks in LA. Anyway.
So give me all your love, and I guess I just don't understand it. Like, I think the cheers are supposed to be campy, but it kind of doesn't work. It's kind of annoying. I feel like MIA is probably embarrassed about it now. I guess I give it almost a thumb.
A middle thumb.
A middle.
A middle.
Oh, Sharon, you're
And
giving the
Sharon
middle
will-
because the live version, right?
Yeah, I'm giving the middle because I love the live version so much. So, like, if it was just, like, if we're talking about just the recorded version, I'd do that. But, like, because of the live version, I'm giving it a middle.
The live
I
version.
like the party rock mix. I'm a huge LMFAO stan. I love them so much.
Oh.
So I don't know. It's just me. I've always loved LMFAO. It's just that, they just give you the music, my dance music that I want, and it's a party time. But yes, it's a middle because it really like me. But hey, number 38, it was a top 10 hit. I was fine with that.
So the next song, I feel like now we're turning a corner. Like, this was
Yes, we
it's
are.
the first set of the album. Now we're moving into like the second set of songs. Some Girls. I love the little. My friend Oki says
that beat is catchy. Dun, 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 dun. I like the beginning because it's dark. Dun, 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 dun. And then she'd be going into her, and I'm like, I don't know. I like this song sometimes. I don't like it sometimes. Currently, I've been listening to the album for a couple of times, and I'm fine with Some Girls.
See, my friend Oki said he feels it's very noisy. I gotta say, I love this song. I feel like it was kind of modern electronica for the time. Maybe a little bit after the fact, because stuff like this was kind of like really big at this Club Czar in Tampa when you had like your Ladytron kind of more experimental electronica. I love where she says she's got them fuck me heels on, like in the background. Or no, what did she say? She's got those porn star fuck me heels on. Is that what she says at the end of the song? Like way back in the mix. Have you guys ever heard that?
David's face is like...
Yeah, she does. David's like, I'm gonna go back and listen.
Yeah, he was like...
Yeah, I will go back and listen because maybe I'm just like
This meeting is being recorded.
I just shared with my friends here. You gotta listen in your left-hand speaker where Madonna says she's got them fuck me porn star heels on. I love Some Girls. I feel like she's talking about the fake Hollywood world, which Madonna is playing the game just like everyone else. It's dark as fuck. I love the acoustic song. Put your love into the. It's so trippy. Like, I fucking love this song. This is one of my
Does it
favorite
belong
songs.
in this album, though? Does it belong in this album?
Yes.
Where else would this song fit in?
Right where exactly where it is. right after Give Me All Your Lovin'.
To save us from Give Me All Your Loving. I love it.
I like when she's like,
I would take it over Give Me All Your Lovin' for sure. I mean, it does have a Ladytron vibe to it. It does kind of have that like electro clash kind of,
Then she gives herself a callback. She's like a virgin, sweet and clean, or sweet and keen, or whatever she says. I don't know.
I mean, it's one of those songs. It had to grow on me. I'll say that.
It's definitely unlike every other Madonna song, right? I can't think of any other Madonna song like it. This was a William Orbit one, right?
Yeah.
It is. No, hold on. Oh, yes. Yeah, it is.
And there's a demo where he had someone else singing it, but I think Madonna did write the words. It was just like a test vocal. I guess we don't have much to say about the song. I give it a major fucking thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
I'm gonna go. I have my days. I have my days. I have my days where it hits me the right way, and I have my days where it does not.
Some girls got an attitude, fake tits, in a nasty mood.
Facts.
I mean, yeah.
All right, moving on. Next, we have Superstar, which I always felt kind of the production was a little demo-ish sounding, but I still fucking.
I agree. I agree.
I love this song. I feel like it's the modern.
So fucking cringeful.
It's the modern Cherish. It's the modern Cherish.
Don't insult Cherish, sweetie. Do not insult Cherish that way. How dare you?
You can have the password to her phone. It's so cute. You can have the password.
That made me really puke because it was just the beat, the way she delivers is great. I'll give her that.
I feel the song's very ABBA. It has an ABBA feel to me.
The lyrics are trash. You're like Abe Lincoln. I was like, bitch, no, please, no. I cannot with her. Like, I was like, oh, hell no. I was just like, oh. But that's fine because there's another song that's even worse. So I'll be fine with that. But
you have Lourdes singing background the ooh. I think it's just a cute like 50s, 60s.
No, because that's the issue. She's already done 50s and 60s with True Blue, and that worked perfectly. In this case, it did not.
Standard.
Like, it was just like, I was like, but like, honestly, the ooh la la is cute. The way the beat goes down and the way she delivers is cute. It's just the lyrics that are just like cringeful. I'm like, bleh.
You know, the Abe Lincoln line might be from the people that brought you Just Go to Texas. That's where they golf from I Love New York.
And I cringe at that part. Okay.
From those who wrote Spanish Lesson.
Yeah, I was about to say.
That's trash. If we're comparing it, if we're trying to make it look like a Spanish lesson, then we know it's trash to begin with.
I just think it's cute, and I'd give someone the password to my phone, and I'm looking for my Abe Lincoln and my Mike Jordan. That's all I have to say.
Yes. You're like Jordan. I was like, ciao, please, bye. It's not worth it.
On a scale of Spanish lesson to 10, how do we rank this?
10.
A 4.
Okay, so it's better than Spanish lesson.
Yeah, no, the thing is, Spanish lesson is disgusting. But like I have said that this song is the lyrics that are shitty, but the ooh la la and the way she delivers it and the beat is fine. It's just like if I'm not listening to the lyrics, I'm fine with it. But
I think the harmonies are so pretty on the chorus. I love the harmonies.
I like the harmonies. You're absolutely right.
I like this song better than anything on Madam X.
Maybe I would not. I was like, let's not. I'm like, what did they put in? What is that drink in there? Is that crack? What is that? How dare you?
I'm
Oh, I
a
can't
romantic
with
at
you.
heart. I want my Jimmy Jimmy. I want my Cherish. I want my Superstar.
Is it bad that I
Child,
love
how
Jimmy
dare
Jimmy?
you insult? How dare you insult
Am I
Jimmy
supposed
Jimmy
to
and
not like
Cherish?
Jimmy Jimmy?
I love Jimmy Jimmy.
Jimmy
Is it
Jimmy,
like,
Jimmy Jimmy, why oh why oh why oh why oh
are you
why
supposed to
oh
not
why
like
oh
Jimmy
why do fools fall in love with fools like you, Jimmy Jimmy, Jimmy. No, I love that song because people hate that fucking song, and I know every lyric, and I
Sharon,
was
what do you
singing
give
in their
Jimmy Jimmy
face.
on a scale of Spanish lesson to 10?
Me?
An 8.
Yeah.
Probably a 4.
There we go.
I mean, it's not her greatest song of all time, but it's like, how can you hate Jimmy Jimmy?
And
It's like, I mean, it's a ridiculous song, but it's like, you can't hate that song. It's just like,
No,
and
because you take, and that's the thing. When you take a song like that, because it was like, it's just it's
I
a
was
cute
happy
little
until
song,
I
a
asked.
cute little bop, and it worked very well with the whole '60s, late '50s, '60s girl group vibe that she was serving with
and
Bluegrass.
most importantly, she uses the fucking Cher voice in it still. Take it further than my backyard. Don't
Which
you all
is
miss the
really
Cher voice?
the thing.
No, I was so happy we've retired that. Now we just get the grills and the vocoder.
Now, on Superstar, she does sound like she's phoning it in and half asleep when she did the vocal. I just feel like it's an ABBA, sugary, sweet, super
Not to
cute.
not insult ABBA either, Oh my god.
All right. Well, any other thoughts on Superstar? So I had this bad hookup with this guy. And I remember driving home after I dropped him off and listening to the next song, I Don't Give a.
I Will Die on This Hill. This is one of the best songs on this album. I Will Die on This Hill. I fucking love this
Wake
song.
up,
I had it
that's
on
right,
repeat
this is
a
your
good
life.
8 times because this song is the shit. I don't give up. I don't give up. Like Nicki's rap, her rap on point. Baby Jesus on the stairs. I was like, yes, bitch. I was like, she was like, it was like, fuck you, guy. Fuck you, Jesus. Because she was dating Jesus and she had broke up with him. And then she was dating, what's his face? And she literally didn't give a fuck. And I love it. It's such a great song. Great song.
I'm gonna tell you guys this. I'm gonna tell you a story that you're never gonna probably be my friend after this. But me and my friends went to a fair literally like 3 months ago, and we sang everything, all the food that was at that fair to the tune of this. We're like, hot dog on a stick, funnel cake on the thing. I can't remember it. But we had a pizza by the slice on the bicep. And we were doing it like because we're all big Madonna fans. So for some reason we were doing the menu of the fair to the tune of this. Hot dog on the grill, hamburger with a tail and a
Good time.
Remember Jocelyn that was in one of the podcasts? David, I don't think you were there, Sharon, but David met Jocelyn with the blonde hair. She was one of the people.
Yeah.
Oh, Sharon, what do you think of I Don't Give a?
This is going to be a no from me, Bob. This is not my favorite Madonna single of all time.
See, I like how she's talking about her divorce. She's talking about the phone and take it down a semitone. I feel like it's, she was rapping better than she did in American Life.
That is true. It's also a low bar.
It's a very low bar, but the lyrics were on point.
See, I did not like Nicki's rap. I find Nicki Minaj kind of annoying. And there's only one queen, that's Madonna, bitch. Like, I can do without that.
No, at that moment I needed it because people were like disrespecting her. So I was very excited. So people remember that she was the queen of pop. They want to talk shit. At that time, a lot of people were talking shit about her, so I didn't have time for that. I love this song, and I like her and Nicki made magic together on all tracks that they did together. So I was very happy about that.
That's one word for it.
I'm no longer a Nicki Minaj fan, so that's just on me. But the music she made with Madonna was good, even with even like I don't give a fuck is everything to me. I just don't know why I connect so much to it, but it's just like.
What do you think of that dramatic ending with all the choruses and the timpani and?
I love it. I love everything. So like to me, this is like a 10 out of 10 for me. I'm delusional and I will die on this.
I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I love the song. Sharon's like, I'm really with the gays here, aren't I? Oh! Oh!
That is fine. Everybody's entitled to their opinion.
David, where's your thumbs up? Where's your thumbs up for I don't give a...
Oh, Lord, and here we go to other shitty songs. Let's continue.
Now, for the record, I did invite William Orbit 4 times this podcast, but he has not shown up. I keep hoping to see William Orbit is entering the chat, but he is not.
He's like, oh crap, I missed it.
The next song
shot affecting you
is I'm a Sinner, which I feel we had Beautiful Stranger, then we had Amazing. Now we have I'm a Sinner, which is kind of cut from the same cloth.
Yeah.
I feel like she really is trying to hit some high notes, hard candy style, that are out of her range.
Yep.
I'm a sinner, like it that way. I used to know this girl that I grew up with that sang like that, but I'm not gonna say her name. But this song, I feel, is just kind of a rehash of things she had done before, better the other times. I don't hate it.
I agree with that. I don't hate it either, but I feel like, to your point, like it's you can feel that it's reminiscent of some of those better known songs. Like it's that part is unmistakable, and frankly, they did it better with Beautiful Stranger. So it's like, it's not a bad song. It's not badly written. Like I agree that it kind of gets a little bit. She kind of works for it a couple of times in the, also, like, for me personally, like, she says I'm a sinner like a bazillion times. And then like at some point I'm like, okay, I get it. All right. Like, point is made, my friend. Yeah. You like being a sinner. Like, by the way, the last 20 years of your life in the public eye has made that very clear. Like, I didn't need a song to help me with that.
Yeah, that whole middle section where she's like starting to talk about the saints and stuff, I'm like, I don't need this.
It's not. I mean, it's like I don't know. Like it's fine. Like,
I don't hate it. I don't skip it, but I don't love it.
Yeah, it's like I'm sure there are people out there that really love the song, and I can understand why people might. I don't think it's a bad song. I think particularly like if you're somebody that just loves that style of song that she's done, like she did another one, which is great. So it's kind of nice that she kind of brought it back. I don't think it's not a poorly done song. It's a nice song. It's kind of like, it's a little bit of a diversion on the record. It's the only one that kind of sounds that way. So
I remember there was a pre-press party where they invited some press, and then they were later accused of inviting like B-list press just so you could get good reviews, by the way. But someone was raving about the song, saying like, she's updated Beautiful Stranger to the modern times. And to me, there's no update. Like,
there's zero update.
There's no update. Which is why the song didn't quite do it for me. David, you don't like this song at all?
No.
You have nothing to say?
It's okay. It's not even okay. I don't know. I just have to be in the mood for it. It's a skip for me because I honestly love the last 3 songs on the regular and on the standard edition coming up. So it's like, for me, it's enough. Like, I don't give a fuck, and then it's a skip. I'm a sinner. I'll hear it, and I've heard it like 2 or 3 times this week but I'm still like, whatever.
To me, it's between 2 great songs, so I just kind of let it play. What do y'all give it on the scale? I give it the middle.
I'll go with this, yeah, because it's like, if I'm listening to the whole record, I don't know that I necessarily am going to skip it. It's not a bad song,
Right.
but it's like it's just not. I just don't think
It's a rehash.
Yeah.
It's a rehash. It's a rehash of this, a rehash of like, yeah, we know you're a sinner. You know what I mean? We've known this for a long time. So I'm like,
it's like, lady, you have made this clear.
yeah, exactly. So I'm like, oh God.
But I mean, like, for the fans out there that, loved that style of song, like, great.
They got another one.
We got another one. So that's good. So.
Do you think there's someone out there that loves the Spanish lesson style of song? That's.
I know. I have friends that like Spanish lessons, and I have disowned them. I have friends that like it, and I'm just like, the beat is fine. I just don't want to hear the lyrics ever again.
Yeah. Or that
I'm
vocal
really
take.
looking forward to like German lesson.
German lesson.
Because that, like.
All right, I'm gonna make
means.
I'm gonna make a joke that's totally a joke, or the one about her boyfriend preschool lesson.
Oh.
Just kidding, Madonna. Just kidding. All right.
Never.
The next song, a banjo comes in. This is
Yes.
one of the songs that they previewed on MySpace, and it's interesting because there were two different previews, and they sound like totally different songs from the beginning and the end because it switches like midway through. I love Spent. I think it's some people. Is that thumbs down or up? Up?
No,
Oh yeah. Some people said it's ripped off Hung Up, which I don't hear at all.
No,
In what world? Y'all are fucked up because this song is, oh my God, it's just like where it takes you. Like, you're absolutely right. I heard the banjo and you're like, I like the banjo. And it was cute because I was like, it's so reminiscent of music. But then the ending, like, you would not believe we would get to that ending from where we started.
Yeah. I think they created magic on this. And it doesn't sound like anything William and that's because this is an Orbit track, right?
Correct. Serving miroirs.
Yeah. In a way, but I also feel like they covered some new ground in a way. It kind of, again,
Correct.
has a little bit of
because the ending, it's, I like the banjo.
I
Like,
love the
this is
banjo.
Like, let me tell you, if people were talking shit because of the middle section of this album, no one can talk shit about the ending section because it's just, it's great.
I hate to say it, but some of the synths, again, remind me of Missing Persons a little bit. Some of those synth sounds have a little bit of that feel, which is a great thing to me. And when she did this live at the tour, collecting money from people, it was because then she did like a virgin, like just with a piano, and she was just laying there with a bra. I just felt like it was one of the most vulnerable, naked moments of, and not naked like in the physical way, but like emotionally naked.
Oh yeah.
It was so almost uncomfortable to watch because it was so real to me. I'm actually getting a little bit of emotion, but this song is fucking amazing.
It is. Yeah, it truly is.
It was beautiful. Yeah.
What's the lyric? What if my name was Benjamin? We wouldn't be in the mess we're in. That's clever.
She literally, this was this guy, fucking Richie. I'm just like, but you know what? It turned out to be very good. This song is it's a classic. It's so good. It's Madonna at her best.
Why don't you take me like you took your money?
Exactly.
Yeah.
She literally called him a gold digger. As simple as that. And every other man that's been in her life since, as it seems.
You know what sucks is she'll probably never do this on tour again, but it's such a good song.
You never know.
Yeah.
She's gotten, because I've read it a couple of different times. She's gotten shit for talking about that. The financial, because the financial aspects of the divorce, and I actually think it's fucking great because
of course it is.
Women like women so rarely first of all women so rarely,
look, let me tell you, women get blamed for everything because if it was the roles were reversed, they're gold digging whores trying to get fucking money out of men.
Right.
But when the men are doing it, oh, they deserve it. The women deserve it. So, like, honestly, women will never win when it comes to this busted topic. They're seen as the worst, regardless of who it is.
I'm not even saying that he was gold digger. I'm like not even making like I'm not even suggesting he was or wasn't gold digging. Like we're using the term gold digger. It's like, but like it's like how often are like how rare of a scenario to be in with a woman that like where a man and a woman have married, both of them are incredibly famous, and the woman is so incredibly more famous that he's the one that walked away with the financial settlement.
Right.
You know? That's kind of like what a rarefied world, and that she's writing songs about it because she got quote unquote fleeced. You know.
I just feel there's parts of this album, you know, there's the girl gone wild moments, but then there's the really personal moments that Madonna's saying things in a way only Madonna can and does. Like no one else would write this song, I don't think.
No, well, that's part of what I'm saying is like there are very few people on Earth that have had the life experience.
Yeah.
You know? So.
And the wealth.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but you know, so it's like it's such a you know, it's such a unusual. Like these are the types of things that I'm kind of like. I'm so like glad that we have her, you know, because she's talking about things like you know, she's talking about things that she's talking about problems that we need more of. Like she's talking about higher class problems that women need. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like,
the thing is, like, she's gone into herself. Like, a lot of people, it's like, you make it big, and how can you relate back to what you used to do when your lyrics were so poignant? And these lyrics are the shit. Like, she literally calls him out completely. And it's like, you're like, here we are, classic Madonna. And I love it. I think it's 2 thumbs up, all the way up.
When that song switches key, like it's just great songwriting. Great songwriting. God. Yeah, like I give it 2 fucking thumbs up. 2 fucking thumbs up. One of the best songs on the album. Can we all agree with that?
Facts.
Yes. Yep.
All right, so next we have a song that was in the terrible movie that she made, W.E. I tried to watch it once. It was fucking god awful. Sorry,
but the song is great.
The song is
like
fantastic.
Everything is so awful about it, but the song is so good.
And I remember when
it describes the movie to a T.
When the song came out, it was giving me kind of like Something to Remember vibes a little bit, like that kind of the You'll See kind of ballad thing, and her voice just sounded phenomenal. Like it hadn't sounded in years, you know. I love this song. I think it's a beautiful song.
This song was out before the album.
Right, with the movie.
People had heard it for a minute.
It's kind of like the Die Another Day that ended up on the album.
Exactly. So, but, oh my God. I won the Golden Globe for Best Song from a Movie.
Elton John.
Won the Oscar. Would have won the Oscar had she changed the position of where the song was in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Literally would have won the Oscar. But she wanted the movie to shine. She didn't give a fuck about the song. So it was like, whatever. But it's a great Madonna song.
The lyrics of having someone that's, you know, beautiful
Madonna in front of you. And movie soundtracks are a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time she released a song from a movie that sucked. Although people are going to come and tell me real quick. But
I loved American Pie, so don't even go there.
No, I liked American Pie.
I fucking loved it. Loved it.
No, but the golden nugget in that soundtrack is Time Stood Still.
See, I didn't like that song. I didn't like Time Stood Still.
Oh, no, sir. No, sir. Turn your stand card over, bitch, because there's no way. That song is a classic.
I'm turning my jeans over and showing my butt crack with the American flag behind me, just like an American Pie.
Yes, please. Do it. She gets so much. But Madonna and movie soundtracks, she's good. She's very good at writing a good movie song.
And she hasn't had a song in a movie in years, has she? Is this the last one?
I think so.
Come on, Madonna, give us another movie song.
Oh, it's coming. You know it's coming at the end of the year.
Yeah, with she was just in the studio with Sway Lee or whatever the fuck his name is.
I like him.
Oh, that's 2 albums from. Let's not go there yet. I kind of like him. But the imagery of Masterpiece of having a beautiful person in front of you that's untouchable. Been there before. Been there.
Obviously. It's the story of our lives.
Sharon, do you have any other thoughts on this one before we zip along?
It's such a beautiful song. It really is. And it makes me sad. It makes me sad because, like, every time I think about her movie career, I always feel genuinely sad for her because I can feel that it is something, I can feel that it was a challenge that she always wanted to surmount or, you know, or succeed or do whatever, like, do whatever she wanted to do and she never quite got there.
Right.
And I always feel that in here. I always feel genuinely bad for her for that, because it's like, that is a woman, and in a way it also gives me, it makes me feel, you know, it's a nice reminder that everybody is human, including the most superhuman woman on earth, because she is, you cannot give that woman, you cannot say that woman did not literally throw everything on earth at that challenge. She acted in like a bazillion movies. She was thrashed, trashed, thrown into a dumpster so many times for her acting.
Yeah.
Kept going back over and over and over again to be shit upon over and over again. And then after that, you know, so many times one person can take it, she was like, fuck it, I'm gonna direct a movie. Directed a movie and everybody hated it.
Yeah.
You know?
And she did have some wonderful movies, in my opinion. Like, there were some great moments in there for her.
Well, yeah, I mean, like A League of Their Own is an example that everyone, you know, she didn't carry that movie, but that's like a genuinely like feel good movie.
She didn't carry that movie, but she stood out.
Yeah, and she was great. And she was great in that movie. And then, like, what was that one? Dangerous Games?
Dangerous Game was great.
Dangerous Game.
Dick Tracy.
I mean, she was fine in Dick Tracy.
I thought Desperately Seeking Susan, of course, wonderful.
Obviously.
Well, yeah,
Evita, the movie that she did carry.
Evita was great.
She did very well.
She did Evita. She did.
And I didn't even think Swept Away was as bad as people made it out to be honest with you.
Swept Away was but it wasn't as horrendous as the Razzies wanted to give it to her, because she's just Madonna, so that's what it is. But
I will say though,
her
like,
dud movies. But the thing is, her dud movies are now cult classics. Like, Who's That Girl? Come on.
I will say, Body of Evidence was not her finest acting moment.
Have you ever seen animals make love, Frank? It's intense.
Bitch, Julianne Moore, I feel the slap on my face every time.
I fuck. That's what I do.
Oh, God. And let me tell you, Julianne Moore will still post that scene of her slapping Madonna because she just loves Madonna so much.
I will say, though, WE was unfucking watchable. I did think it was pretty bad. I'm sorry to say it.
I honestly didn't care about watching it. It was just a rehashed story that I have seen 800 times.
This guy I really liked was there.
Story.
My friend had Truth or Dare lotion, so we all smelled like Truth or Dare watching it. We didn't even finish the movie. The guy blocked me now. Let's just move on. Masterpiece. Thumbs up. Okay. Falling Free. That's the ending of the standard album. Very artsy. Also about her divorce. You love it?
Great song. I'm telling you, these last 3 songs are epic and are great.
This is a really beautiful, it's sublime.
Yeah, it was another William Orbit. You know, I think Orbit's work is underrated on this album. I don't think everything was, the only thing that was a rehash to me was I'm a Sinner. Everything else, Gang Bang, Love Spent, Falling Free, Some Girls. I love all these fucking songs. Like, you know, and he did put up that controversial post afterwards saying that she was too busy working on the Material Girl clothing line to fully invest in the album. You know, I'm happy with what we got.
I mean,
I don't know about that. It wasn't really that. It was just like there wasn't time to fully invest. They wanted this album out as quickly as possible. Maybe the album had she taken more time, but the thing is, bitch, she did Like a Prayer in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Come on. It just sometimes it works, but sometimes there was a rush here and it didn't work.
I feel like sometimes you just had to call it a rap and just get it out there and move on.
That's the problem. And you know how she is. She overthinks a lot of stuff. So that gets to her. And then, you know, the effects of this, of Give Me All Your Love and Leaking will then affect her in the next album, which we will discuss the 800 million leaks that album had. So, like, I don't know, this album, it gets shitted on a lot, but when you dissect it track by track, it's not a bad album.
I love in Falling Free how the tempo goes halftime towards the end. I just think it's beautiful. Like, this is just, like you said, Sharon, sublime.
I mean, I think it's like, you know, her final album tracks are always something that's a little bit different. Like, usually she ends on a song that's like a little bit different than the rest of the album. It's usually a little slower. It's kind of like, it's always kind of like her set piece that kind of caps off the whole mood.
But they're memorable. She knows she loves her album closer.
They tend to be a little more introspective. This one, I think, is one of the best ones she ever did.
Yeah.
Well, like it really is just like I don't think there is a misplaced note. I think it's just a really beautiful, like just perfect ending.
Her vocals sound great.
Yeah, her voice sounds great.
Didn't they do it like a clip online of like the orchestra in the studio from the song, like long before it came out? I feel like, or William Orbit put a post up like, it's snowing out and we just left a session with Madonna, and you can feel like the cold weather in this song when you listen to it. I don't know.
It has a mood.
Obviously, she's talking about life, I guess, just disappointment and her divorce. I don't know. I give it definitely another thumbs up from me. All right, so we're moving on to the deluxe edition. We only have a couple more tracks left.
Because we need to spend.
I lie. There's one good song on there.
And obviously it's a birthday song.
B-Day. Oh, Jesus. So Beautiful Killer, I never loved or hated it. I just feel like it's whatever. I
like this song. I think it's the best out of the bunch in this section. It's just different. I don't know. I really like, honestly, I don't like to listen to any of this music. Obviously, I'll listen to Give Me All Your Love in the Party Rock remix, but out of the songs, like this deluxe edition could have stayed hidden.
I kind of wish albums just had one edition. I miss having like a definitive knowing what the album was, because Rebel Heart had like the 3 different versions, and like which one's the album?
The album that didn't have Rebel Heart on it, as it seemed, the standard version. No, these songs suck. These songs are not it. But Beautiful Killer to me is the best one, and that's not saying a lot.
It had a little bit of the Papa Don't Preach strings going on a little bit. Sharon, what'd you think of this one?
I just don't like it very much. I
give it the sideways. I think I give it the sideways.
I'm going this. Yeah.
2 sideways and a down. Let's speed around these fucking bonus. Now I liked I Fucked Up. I think the ending where she's talking about like what could have been, I thought was really pretty. Nope, David, you know.
Fuck this sorry rehash, because this is sorry all over again, but in a slower beat. Just say this and this. I'm like, nah, bitch, you've already done this. Stop. But no, trash.
Although she's saying sorry in this one. in sorry, she's saying, you don't say sorry to me. And I'm fucked up. She's like, oops, my bad.
What the lyrics is like, we could have done a dun, 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 dun. Like that ending. I just thought it was really pretty. I don't know.
If only Jeffrey Dicker were here, he would definitely have a pithy joke to say about this. Like,
it did sound a little demo-ish. Like you can tell. I don't know.
It definitely has a demo-ish feel to, yeah, like kind of like, we didn't finish this song. Here, have it for the deluxe edition.
I guess I give it a. I'm gonna give this one a thumbs up. Thumbs down. Oh! All right, next, and the beat goes on.
Oh my god!
You know, MIA's got to be so embarrassed by this.
Girl.
My kind of party, there's no hangover. This is.
What the hell happened?
Absolute trash. Like the worst. Like in a scale of Spanish lessons, it is now in a scale of Spanish lesson and birthday song to 10. Where is this song ranking?
I feel it's on a scale of B-Day song to Spanish lesson.
Oh my god!
This is so far.
Like, I'm like, why? Like, what was she? It was very 60-ish. It was like.
It's kind of like Emmy going back to her roots with the guitar, but the lyrics are just so stupid.
I'm like, they're retarded.
There's like a news show before the album came out. There's like a news show where they're showing her in the studio, and she was singing this with MIA. I'm like, this sounds terrible.
They look so cute in the studio together, working on this trash. I was like, oh my god, no, horrible. Doesn't even deserve a mention. But whenever anybody wants to talk their ass about Madonna and her music, this is one of it. Like, this is just like horrendous.
My friend Jocelyn loves this song, by the way.
God bless her soul.
I mean, it's like on one hand, I'm just like, how could you let this see the light of day? But on the other hand, it's like I get how they did, because it's like, it is like incredibly, like, it's like you can't, like, once you hear this song, you will never get it out of your head. Like it'll be but there.
It fits the album. Like, it fits the album. So.
Like this and the Addams Family, like will be stuck in your head for the rest of your life. So,
okay, thumbs down. Fucking thumbs, fucking down.
I mean, it is fun. I mean, like, you know, if you had like 7 drinks and you're at a wedding, like I could see myself.
No, if I had 7 drinks at a wedding, I would come and attack the DJ if he plays this song. Let's not. Let's not.
You'd be like,
I will stab him in every orifice I could find. No, ma'am. Like, come on. Like, please. Oh,
you're like, I'm personally DJing now because you are not qualified.
You're a mess. I was like, how dare you? I just cannot.
Somebody needs to track down MIA and find out how she feels about this song. Like, she's got to be embarrassed.
Oh, Lord. I don't even think she talked about Madonna after that whole Super Bowl scandal.
The middle finger, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I don't even know what their relationship is now, because, you know, a lot of people were talking shit that, you know, Madonna let her hang out to dry because of the shit. Well, first of all, you were told not to do it and you still did it.
Right.
And you're lucky they just fined you and didn't fucking do even worse, because we saw what they did to Janet when she did this to Kitty.
I was gonna say, like, you think they're playing around? You like you didn't see what they did to Janet, and you wanted to play with her.
Exactly, and you wanna mess around like you want, like, come on, stop. It wasn't even needed.
No,
like, it was a busted stunt. And
she's being a rebel. She's being a rebel.
Exactly, but that was not the time to be a rebel, bitch. That was the time to, like, expose, because MIA is really good. And that was a time to people to notice her and to be exposed to a larger audience. And you want to be stupid. Part of my French, I still love her, but I just think it was a bad move. And that probably affected the relationship she would have with Madonna. I don't even think they have a relationship anymore.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then of course Madonna gets the flack. Oh, she should pay the fine. No, she shouldn't have to fucking pay the fine. You were told not to do something and you did it.
What do you think Jeff X or Jeffrey Dicker think of B-Day song?
I
Jeffrey Dicker
don't even think they think about it.
Jeffrey
like-
Dicker definitely hates it.
They're like,
and
I don't
think
know
Jeffrey
her.
hates it.
I don't know her.
I don't know her. Mm-mm. Who?
Okay,
Who?
we have one song left. Although we forgot to mention that there was a digital version. They had an acoustic version of Love Spent that was beautiful.
Yes,
yeah.
they did. The
Yeah.
deluxe edition.
The
for
Super Bowl
iTunes.
edition. They released like the digital version for the Super Bowl. Okay, the final song is Best Friend, another song about her marriage, which again to me sounds kind of demo-ish.
It does sound demo-ish. I mean,
It was Benny Benassi again, right?
yeah.
Yep.
I would
Yep,
not.
yep.
I don't know that I would ever like. I probably wouldn't seek out to listen to this song, but I do want to say that I thought it was really. I thought it was a lot more vulnerable than she had gotten in a while.
Right.
And I thought it was really interesting for her to say, like, you know, like I've talked about this in the past. It's like, as much shit as we give her, like the Guy Ritchie marriage clearly was a real marriage, and like, you know,
Yeah.
I think, you know, as much as we can infer anything based on, you know, viewing from the outside, like near as I can see, like I think it was a real marriage. I think they were genuinely trying to make it work, and
Right.
and if the song is evidence of anything, it's, you know, I thought what she was saying in it was honestly very, very relatable and profound, which was, you know, the whole message about, like, you know, it wasn't all bad, and you know, I thought it was, you know, quite emotionally nuanced, and
I did feel a few of the lyrics were a little cringy. Like we're just talking about like riding on the clutch or
oh yeah, you can't have two drivers on the clutch. Yeah.
or you wrote me poetry, something.
Oh yeah, the writing. I did think to myself, I cannot in a million years imagine Guy Ritchie writing anybody poetry, but what the fuck do I know?
David, any thoughts on the song? You're awfully quiet up there.
But because I have no thoughts, and it's just like, I don't know. Yes, it should have stayed as a demo. It's just like, I was like, oh, like I remember being excited, but then that was it. Like I was just like, I'm telling you, the album ends for me on Falling Free, and then it jumps to the Give Me All Your Love and Party Rock remix, because none of it. And you know what? No, the thing is, I'll listen to Beautiful Killer. I just don't know why that I listen to it, but out of all the other songs, that would be the one I listen to, because Best Friend, I'm just like, I don't want to hear it. I've heard it all this album. I'm done.
I give that one a sideways, I think.
I give it a sideways.
I'll give it a sideways too, because of I don't like it, but the lyrical content is enough for it to deserve a sideways. So, but none of these, there shouldn't have been a deluxe edition. You know what I mean?
I think it could have
Nothing in these
benefited from a
songs.
strong, just one standard edition. I do think it could have benefited.
Yeah.
So historically, I feel like this album's looked back as all filler and trash, and I think that's wrong. I think it's a lot. I like this album better than Hard Candy, personally. I think
I do too.
there's more things I revisit.
You know, it's the millennials. It's the millennials and the new generation's first taste of Madonna,
Yeah,
where they can really enjoy it. So I have friends that are in their 20s, and they'll talk about this album. They kind of like this album a lot. So I like this album a lot. It's a great workout album, as always.
Driving in the Sun.
Mm-hmm. There are a few skips, but overall, I don't know, a 7 out of
7
10.
out of 10. Okay, Sharon.
I'm gonna go 6.5.
Oh, good times.
Now, remember, there was one song more that I liked than you guys liked, which is Superstar, because I love it. So I'm going to give it 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10.
Whoa!
I like MDNA. I probably visit this album more than any other Madonna album in like modern times. Like if I'm going to go to my CDs thing, I still listen to CDs and reach for a Madonna album. A lot of times it's this album because I'm depressed a lot and I just want to feel good and be a girl gone fucking wild.
I will say this is probably the record that I liked the most in the current era since Confessions. So,
although next month we do have Rebel Heart, which has some stuff that I love on it. It has some bad stuff.
yes.
Oh god! But I like
peaks and valleys.
It has its peaks and valleys. Bitch, get off my pole.
I like that song. Stop. No, Rebel Heart for me is the best one in the last decade.
It's not Madam X?
No. Although I like some Madam X, don't get me wrong. But I don't know. This album is it gets shitted a lot by fans and non-fans, but as we just went through, it's a solid piece of work.
I don't know what else she could have done in the post-Gaga pop world than this album. I really don't know what else.
It didn't matter, you know what I mean? Because she was not getting played, so it didn't really matter. Like she could have released even better songs, and still it would be paid dust. So
I tried playing it for some of my punk friends a couple months ago, and they're like, "What is this teeny bopper lyrics? What does she think she is? 13?" They did not like. They were not feeling "Girl Gone Wild" or any of that stuff.
Well, see, that's the issue. They're like, okay, is she 13 or is she 53? What's up with these lyrics? You know what I mean? And that's why. How is she going to do Love Spent Masterpiece and Falling Free and then serve up, a Superstar or a B-Day song or, like, I'm fine. Like, I like lyrics that are just like, basic, but it works.
Yeah.
And the basic lyrics are turn up the radio, but it works.
It really does work.
But when you have basic and it doesn't work, you get B-Day song or you get you get trash, and it's like I don't know. The album is very polarizing. Some people love it to death, and some people just can't stand it.
Well, this was honestly one of the most fun of all the Madonna discussions. Like I really had a good time talking about this album. So
I'm gonna go back to listen to it again and again this whole week. I'm gonna keep listening to it.
Sharon, is there anything else you want to say about the tour? You said you saw the tour and loved it.
Yeah, I really did. I mean, we talked about my favorite part. Oh, I was gonna say the other thing that I loved about the tour, which we didn't talk about, was the surprise dance number from Rocco.
Oh, that's right.
Fact.
So I didn't know that because I went into that tour. I didn't know anything about the show. So I didn't know that Rocco was touring on that show. So he came out. I think it was during Like a Prayer.
Yeah.
He came
Okay.
out.
Can we talk about Candy Shop going into erotica?
Oh,
I did like that. I did like that.
That was on
What a
point.
candy shop.
I was like,
Yeah.
And her outfit was hot
I was
too.
all like, oh, and of course she's dancing with her boyfriend at the time, and he was so hot, and they just looked good together.
And I will say, I felt like Sticky and Sweet, highest grossing female tour of all time, right? Or one of them. It was a crowd pleaser. A lot of hits, a pretty palatable tour. I felt like MDNA was very artsy and dark. It was definitely more of a tour for the more hardcore fans, I feel like.
Facts, but oh my god.
I loved it.
The opening, that Vogue performance, so good. Those costumes were on point.
Yeah. Human Nature. I loved Human Nature where she would have the things written on her back. When she flashed her titty in that one show. I had that GIF, like a GIF of that when she was doing that. I kept sending it when I worked at Busch Gardens to harass my friends. I would always send it to them. They're like, stop sending me Madonna's boob.
The best. I loved it because it's just like, ugh. And people were still offended. I'm just like, it's just a titty.
She had a lot of controversy on that tour, and that's when she started really being late all the time. So Sharon, she was 4 hours late for your show.
So I don't remember exactly. I said
shock me.
I genuinely don't remember how late she was.
She went on stage at 11:30 p.m. when I saw her
on an 8 o'clock show.
Yeah, and I had to drive home overnight to Tampa. It was terrible.
Yeah, but what I can tell you is that she was very late. She was like definitely hours plural late. I just don't remember how many hours.
And you have a lot of basic people that are just going, like casual people that like to go to concerts that are going to Madonna show. So then when she's that late and then the show is so dark and artsy, I feel like some people left really mad that were near me in the concert. They're like, we're not staying for this shit. I loved it, but I don't know.
I didn't know. I actually texted Jeffrey Dicker during that show when I was waiting for that show because I didn't know that she had a reputation for being that late. And
right.
He was like, oh, yeah, she never shows up.
It was this tour.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Let me tell you, Madonna the Cunt came out in this era. Like she was like really nasty to a lot of people and it turned off a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like to me, I've been used to her nastiness because I find it funny, but not a lot of people. And then of course her showing up late and ridiculously late. One thing is to be an hour late or 2 hours late, but she was like 3 to 4 hours late.
Yeah,
like,
she didn't do that on the previous tour, Sharon. This is where it kind of started.
I had never seen her do something like that. Never in my life. So I was like, and I'm an apologist. I was like, well, bitch, I'm always ready. Like, I know I'm going to get the next day off. I know that I'm probably going to be on drugs and drinking. So I know that I'm going to.
Oh my God, drugs, it's great.
See,
I prepare myself for a concert, especially if it's during the week. And a lot of her concerts were during the week.
Yeah.
So
I have mixed feelings. Like, I think it's bad to, especially when people have babysitters they're paying. And
correct. You're you know what? You're absolutely right. Like that's why I said I'm an apologist. So it doesn't matter to me, but it matters to a lot of people. So, and let me tell you, I had like my ex was like, you know what? I'm not feeling the same like I used to feel about Madonna because it's just, she's being disrespectful. She's not being on time. She's, being snarky in her interviews. And it was just, but I guess she didn't do that again. And then she learned her lesson.
You think so?
I think so.
She was late as fuck for Rebel Heart and Madam X both.
Oh, I don't know about that because for Rebel Heart, I was in Miami and she was a good 45 minutes late, but 45 minutes is nothing. Yeah. Everybody else, like it makes me mad because of course they'll call her out on it, but every other star is late as fuck.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember concerts starting on time.
Stevie Nicks always starts relatively on time. I feel like.
Who?
Stevie Nicks. Oh, Stevie Nicks is a legend.
I know she's a legend. Good. I would never. I just want to say I want to talk shit because she talks shit about Madonna, but
true.
No, she's a legend. Of course she is.
They started right on time, and we were just like, "Bless you."
Yes, exactly. You hear that drum? You hear the kick drum from the chain right at fucking 8 o'clock.
And you're just like, "Oh, boom. Bless you."
I'm so used to like. Not only Madonna, but a lot of people I've been to where the concerts just don't start on time. I've seen Gaga a few times and her concerts never started on time because it is what it is. You have, like, remember, I live in Miami, which means they're not showing up to a concert for an hour late.
I can handle an hour late, but after that.
Exactly. And sometimes, I guess performers wait for the crowds to come in before they do shit. And they're flicking on and off the lights for a good hour. It's just like, oh, stop, please. If you're going to turn it off, make sure that it's starting because I don't want to hear it. But I guess I got spoiled with Madonna because it was like, I already know. Okay, so you gauge. Okay, she's been an hour late, an hour and a half. Okay, I'll be there 45 minutes after and I'm fine. Or at the most, if I've ever been on time, I don't mind waiting because I'm that bitch. But that's just me. Like, I can't put myself into anybody. And when people get mad, it sucks to hear it, but they're in their right to be mad. Like, how are you going to pay? And you were paying good money paying good money for these seats for her to show up late as fuck.
Yeah.
So it's like, to me, I don't give a fuck. But that's just me. I can't speak for anybody. I just speak for myself. And when people tell me, like, I had a friend of mine literally walk out. It was 11 o'clock. The show still hadn't started in Miami. And they were like, where are you going? He got interviewed on camera. Where are you going? I was like, fuck this shit. It's cursing on TV. Fuck this bitch. I'm done. I've waited hours. I don't have time. I got to work in the morning. Bye. I was dying.
All right. Well, shall we do it again next month for Rebel Heart?
Excited. Oh my God. Rebel Heart. So much to talk about. 800 demos.
800 demos. Thank you all for spending a couple hours of your life talking about MDNA. I had so much fun. Welcome to 2022, y'all.
Yay! Happy New Year.
All right.
Happy New Year, y'all.
See y'all next month. Thank you to y'all, to the subscribers, and everybody out in the world. And most of all,
please,
thanks to Madonna.
comment, like, and subscribe.
That's right.
This page, please.
Do all the above. All right.
Yes,
Bye.
please.
Bye.